Hello, you welcome back to this particular video. In this particular video, we want to take a look at some of other things that you should know when it comes to user experience design. Now, the first thing that we want to talk about here is user group, right? A user group is a group of people with the same interests or who fall under a certain category. E.g., a taxi hailing app has two user groups: the passengers and the drivers, right? So when you're working on a particular project, you want to ask yourself, how many user group do you have? How many user group are you addressing, right? So if you're working on like a hotel or like a taxi hailing app like Uber, for example, now you're considering two user group. One is for the passengers, so the user research that you carry out for the passengers will totally will be different from the user research that you carry out for your drivers. And in some cases, again, if you're working on some certain projects, your user group is just one, that is your main target user. There is no two target users or three, so it depends on the project that you're working on. So you want to take note of that. And the next thing I want to do is survey questions. Now, one of the ways that most people carry out their research to understand the user is to carry out surveys. Just after you've chosen the research methodology that you want to use, if you want to go through quantitative or qualitative, so you want to actually carry out surveys. Some other people can actually carry out interviews or host a physical event to carry out one-on-one interviews to carry out this particular UX research. But sometimes you also want to prepare an online survey, right? So an online survey is a questionnaire is a research instrument consisting of series of questions for the purpose of gathering information from respondents, and through survey or statistic study, right? So you want to actually know how to do that. Then once you do that, you can also present your research in an empathy map, right? If you remember, when we were talking about design design thinking process, the first thing that we said was empathize, right? So during your empathize stage, you also want to present your empathy map, right? So what is an empathy map? An empathy map is a collaborative tool teams can use to gain a deeper insight into their customers, much like a user persona. An empathy map can represent a group of users, such as customers segments. So in the empathy map, you want to take a look at four major things, basically: what user says, what they think, right, how they think, and what they do and how they feel. For example, now here is a sample empathy map for people that want to buy TV, right? They say something like, I was expecting something different, but what they actually think is, and do they think I'm stupid? Why is this so hard? What is best for me? Too many acronyms. Then you see they do stuffs like they carry out research, like more research, make small decision, check websites, postpone big decision, observe in store, ask a friend, compare product. Well, but this is how they feel. Sometimes they feel overwhelmed, they are excited, unsure who to trust, anxious, inadequate, and a little bit of fear as well. So this is an empathy map that will help you to clearly understand your user, understanding what they say, what they think, how they think, and what they do and how they particularly feel. So you can create this particular empathy map to further empathize your and understand your user. Then once you do that, these are another different model that you can use for your empathy map as well, apart from the say, think, does, and feels. You can also use a particular model as well that we got from Tools Hero. You want to take down what they think and feel, what's really counts, major preoccupation, worries, and aspirations, what they hear from friends, from what their bosses say or other people say, or what influencer says about that particular product that you're working on, right? What they say or do, their attitude in public, appearance, behavior towards others, see what they see in their environment, friends, what the market offers. Their pains will include their fears, frustration, and obstacles, while their gains include wants and needs, measures of success and obstacles as well. So once you've done that, you can go ahead now and basically work on your user persona, right? So working on your user persona after your empathy map is basically like your ideating under the design thinking process, right? A user persona is a semi-functional character created to represent different customers types that use a company's products or services. User personas are profiles of imagined individuals that reflect a business core customer base. For example, this is an example of a user persona for John Doe, right? And we have some details in our user persona like about, needs, frustrations, social activities, and how he currently feels. But the most important thing about user persona is the needs and the frustration. And sometimes you might see it in some user personas templates, like their pain points and their goals. So anyhow you see, those two things are the most important thing: their needs and their frustration. Some of the things that user persona contain most of the time is the demography of the user, the geographics of the user, the needs of the user, the pain points of the user. Then you can add other extra stuff like their personality, their social media activities, their current feeling, and some other things that basically will just help spice things up for us to better understand these particular users, right? So basically that is how you carry out user experience research and you come up with your user persona. See you in the next video and we will try to see how we can practicalize all of these things.